Let's get started. We have an Ellen update for you all. Ellen DeGeneres is still under fire for allegations of workplace misconduct at her daytime talk show after a bombshell report came out last month that included claims from anonymous former and current employees that say the show fosters a toxic work environment. Now, recently, her former DJ Tony Okungbowa, I believe I said his name correctly, has spoken out about the toxicity he claims to have witnessed firsthand. On Tuesday, he took to Instagram to address the recent allegations, saying, quote, "I was an on-air talent from 2003 to 2006 and from 2007 to 2013. While I'm grateful for the opportunity it afforded me, I did experience and feel the toxicity of the environment, and I stand with my former colleagues in their quest to create a healthier and more inclusive workplace as the show moves forward." Major news right
Wow.
there.
Wow. It's a really big moment to see someone like Tony, who worked with Ellen for a total of on and off, but a total of 9 years, for him
Yes,
to come forward and say something like that on the record. It breaks my heart because, you only see what you see on TV, and there were so many
right.
joyous moments between the two of them, and he has so much personality, and they would dance to such fun music together. And even just recently, I spoke with Ellen's most recent and current DJ, Twitch, and he had the most glowing things to say about Ellen. That she's really involved, and she is exactly who you see on TV, a woman of integrity and kindness. Moving forward, I think the big question on everyone's mind was, when are we going to hear from Ellen? And we did finally last week. She responded to the allegations in a memo to her staff, explaining that she is completely heartbroken over these claims, and she's very committed to now correcting the issues. Well, how do you correct issues when they're as massive as these? Well, we know that there was a virtual staff meeting on Monday. ET has learned that the meeting served to update employees on the current investigation into the workplace misconduct claims. And despite rumors that some employees kind of feel deflated and maybe a little concerned about their jobs, ET has actually been told that there is staff who feels hopeful that we might see some positive change at the production, and hopefully meaning more involvement from Ellen. And we do know that Ellen and her staff are planning to shoot new episodes in September when the new season starts.
Well, it's interesting, Deidre, because now ET is also learning more about what's going on behind the scenes. A source tells ET that Ellen has been really tuned out in the past years, noting possible fatigue from doing the show for so many years. But regardless, it's her production and the buck stops with her. The source says, quote, "She can't be expected to handhold everyone. That being said, her name is on the door and that means everything. Leadership comes from the top." The source adds, "Sure, sometimes people walk on eggshells around her, but she's the boss." Deidre, that made me think of stars like Brad Garrett and Leah Thompson, the comments that they've said recently. They've weighed in on these allegations, agreeing with the mistreatment at Ellen's show, saying that it's common knowledge. So these are people that have voiced their opinions. I don't want to say going against Ellen, but saying their experience. Now, we also have celebs who are speaking out in support of Ellen, Kevin Hart being one of them. He recently shared a
Yes.
picture of him and Ellen on Ellen's show, and he captioned the photo. He said, quote, "It's crazy to see my friend go through what she's going through publicly. I have known Ellen for years, and I can honestly say that she's one of the dopest people on the blank planet. She has treated my family and my team with love and respect from day one. The internet has become a crazy world of negativity. We are falling in love with people's downfall." Now, fans didn't receive that post very well because there are a lot of people coming for Ellen and sending negativity her way online, which I don't condone, but they came for Kevin because he took up for Ellen.
It's hard for me because I think we're comparing apples and oranges here. My personal
Mhm.
opinion is that, Ellen's relationship with celebrity friends and people who have
Right.
been guests on the show can absolutely be different from the
Hmm.
tales that we're hearing now of people who are I don't know, a PA on the set, a producer on the set, a coordinator on the set. So it's really nice to stick up for your friends and to vouch where you
Mhm.
think credibility is owed and where it's due. And I totally understand why Kevin Hart said all of that. But I do think we have to also take into consideration the things that these people, everyday people like you and me, Malicia, who go to work every day, have a 9 to 5,
Right.
work really hard on a production. I think it's really hard to compare the two. You just mentioned everything that Kevin Hart did. I want to transition into Jerry O'Connell, the actor who has had a 3 decades long friendship with not only with Ellen but also with her wife Portia de Rossi. Et recently spoke with Jerry, and he publicly supported Ellen as well. Take a listen.
I'm not going to let Instagram comments and Twitter comments tell me who can and can't be my friends. I love Portia and Ellen. Of course, I believe all victims. I believe all stories, and obviously, something has to change at in that work environment. Um, but I do love Portia and Ellen. I do.
I think he said it perfectly because he didn't take away the employee's experience, but he did just say, these are my friends and I support them. And we also have to remember the allegations weren't directly towards Ellen, right? They were
Mm-hmm.
towards 3 producers on the show. So that being said, Katy Perry also tweeted her support. She says, quote, I know I can't speak for anyone else's experience beside my own, but I want to acknowledge that I have only ever had positive takeaways from my time with Ellen and on The Ellen Show. I think we all have witnessed the light and continual fight for equality that she has brought to the world through her platform for decades. Sending you love and a hug, friend.
And Katy Perry, of course, not the only one there. More things flooding in on Twitter. Ashton Kutcher caught everybody's attention last night. He also tweeted, I haven't spoken with Ellen and can only speak from my own experience. She and her team have only treated me and my team with respect and kindness. She never pandered to celebrity, which I always saw as a refreshing honesty. When things aren't right, she handles it and fixes. And I think
Yeah.
that that last sentence there is going to be
Mhm.
really important to pay attention to over the coming weeks and coming months, because we know from Ellen's statement that there are a lot of things that are going to be changing. And I don't know how much the public is going to be privy to, but I'm sure we're all going to be keeping a close watch on it, because if there is misconduct in the workplace, that 100% is unacceptable. And I think
Right.
everybody is taking this extremely seriously, Ellen included, and I'm hoping to see some positive change and some happier stories. Some stories of
Yeah.
change and moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think we all are definitely going to keep our eyes on this story. And I'm looking forward to hearing from her directly. And it's going
Hmm.
to be interesting to see what she has to say.